an interesting development, but I guess the best of 5, the vetoes do factor into that a little bit. Anyway, we are going to be jumping into Data C. We're in the bottom left-hand corner map, all the way in the bottom left-hand corner. We have a blue Zerg player coming down from the land of Korea. He, of course, is going to be representing Team NV, the one true Dong himself, Dong Regu.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Data C ESL, we have the French Protoss player himself. He is red, representing Berserker Esports. It is ShaDoWn.
Again, just, yeah, not a particular matchup, not two players who we normally see going up against each other too often, even in the online events that they're active in.
Exactly. I mean, that's one of the best parts about this tournament. It was we're bringing together multiple regions. You know, we were all about Miyamaika kind of being introduced to the European scene. Likewise, to be seeing like Showtime versus Nice, or even a matchup like this, the Koreans going up against some of these other, maybe even lesser known European players. It gives them a chance to shine. It gives them a chance to prove themselves, and again, a matchup that we just rarely get to see, if ever.
Yeah, but somebody's gonna scour through Liquipedia and Aligulac and be like, actually, they have played once in like 2015 or something along those lines. But yeah, it's not common, you know.
Exactly. And we'll see how they shape up against each other, as so far, ShaDoWn does foresee Unnatural. Natural was being a little bit annoying with this probe. Also, Scouts confirms that, you know, it was a hatch first, no early pool shenanigans here. You know, we may have been casting a little Miyamaika recently, but now it's time to reset a little bit. Like, no Zerg players can play standard.
I don't think I'm ready to recalibrate my brain like that. Like,
you're like, Light, where are the links? What?
Yeah. Why don't we have a lair yet?
Yeah, where's the lair? Why did he pull out of gas?
What do you mean we're getting a Roach Warren first?
What does this mean? Why does he have no more gas?
Creep tumors? That's a thing you can build?
Oh, God. I love you, Miyamaika. I love you. Oh god, but yeah, a much more standard opener here from Dong Regu compared to what we've seen earlier. Meanwhile, same can be said here for ShaDoWn. He is going for the Stargate opener, what we expect to see. And really what's going to be the big tell for us is, are we going to see a Void Ray first or an Oracle? Like, what kind of styles are we going to be seeing from our Protoss player? So then we can kind of gleam into how our Zerg player is going to respond.
Yeah, does ShaDoWn want to play safe, or does he want to play dirty? Both options have similar chances of success, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. And this is a bit of a tell. We did see a Stalker coming out here for ShaDoWn. It was an Adept into a Stalker, so he's not going to be too aggressive. He's more concerned with denying vision here, keeping DRG in the dark. And this could be a bit of a tell, like, oh, okay, it shouldn't be a Void Ray, which means it could be a Twilight Council or an Oracle.
DRG's pathing with that Overlord. Literally just going in a zigzag there, because you kind of have to do that.
Yeah.
To stay in the air.
Oh boy, exactly. Meanwhile, the Oracle does fly past the Void Ray. So, I mean, what? The Overlord is what I meant to say. We do see that it does provide some high ground vision, and the Stalker is trying his best to get a kill on that Overlord, but the Overlord survives.
Yeah, is able to get into that dead air right at the last second. So DRG, he has some good eyes of what, he has a good guess of what ShaDoWn's opening is looking like. Oracles, eventually probably a Twilight Council from here. The new meta of PvZ.
Yeah, exactly. We do have the first Oracle moving out across the map. The second one is at home to make sure that the third base, it goes up unhindered and is safe against all of these lings. And so far, ShaDoWn hasn't really been able to deal too much damage, but that's okay. These Oracles aren't really too reliant on dealing economic damage. Ooh, as the Stasis Trap does get denied.
Yeah, very good targeting coming out here from DRG. Oracle has not quite been able to pay for itself yet, but we'll see if that changes when it's met with the second one.
Yeah, the second one is moving out across the map. We have a third Oracle behind this as well. So triple Oracle opener straight into all of these gateways. As you were saying, it is the Oracle into Blink Stalkers that has risen in popularity. It's what we expect to see here. But how well can ShaDoWn execute this?
We're about to find out. Oh man, DRG is just a solid wall. This has such a solid wall of queens coming down here. The oracles have been able to get a little bit of damage done, and they are alive, so there's plenty of chances as the game continues, but it's been pretty tough for ShaDoWn so far.
Yeah, and something that I'm really impressed by is the creep spread by DRG. I was going to mention it earlier, but it has gone unchecked for far too long. It's already more than halfway across the map. Ling Runby is going to be hitting this third base. Oracles aren't too far away, so they should be able to be here in time, but they're a little bit slower, and the shield battery is going to go down.
Yeah, unfortunately here. ShaDoWn, positioning his Warp Prism, Shield Battery, sorry, I don't know why I went to Warp Prism there. Places down that Shield Battery to keep him safe, but on a map like Data C, we can, kind of see that third base location, there are plenty of openings.
Yeah, and there's something really interesting that's going on here as well. I don't know if you noticed, but it wasn't actually Blink. We have Charge on the way here for ShaDoWn instead, and he even got a Robo. That's another tell that this is not what we usually expect to see here from our Protoss players. He's going for Chargeless instead.
That I didn't notice, and that is what I think is going to put ShaDoWn over the edge here. Dongrigu, he has the Baneling Nest available. He is getting Baneling speed, but he doesn't have a single Baneling right now. If these Chargeless can get on top of the Zerglings before they can start morphing in, it's hard to imagine ShaDoWn losing that momentum.
Yeah, meanwhile, we just have a massive Ling run by here at the fourth base, and we see a cancel here at that fourth. At the same time, Zealots do get dropped across the map, but the Lings are here to meet them, the Queens as well. These Zealots aren't really going to be finding too much damage.
Yeah, Warp Prism getting pushed a little bit deep into more Queens right now. I don't think there's enough anti-air, or dead air, I should say, but there is in fact enough dead air. ShaDoWn will keep Head alive. He can recall it later on if need be.
Yeah, and DRG has gotten away with this. Meanwhile, +2 melee on the way. I love the massive commitment into Ling Bane. He did get a Roach Horn, but the Roach Horn was just for safety. He hasn't made a single Roach yet, relying on just pure Lings for the time being, and he's finding so much success with it. Again, denying that fourth base. Now he goes for another run by here at the third base. There isn't really much in position to defend, but okay, DRG here respects it. He will back off. And ShaDoWn going into Templar Archives and Immortals. It's going to, I imagine, charge the Archon.
He lost Warp Prism.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. It's one of those things where ShaDoWn, he wanted to hit the timing there with +1, with Charge, with his Prism. He wanted to be the aggressor, but he's just stuck at home because of the map control of DRG. Meanwhile, that creeper we're talking about, it is now at the doorstep of ShaDoWn.
Yeah, he might not even need it over here in the fourth base location. Banelings bust on through. Those were not canceled gateways. And the Banelings connect with just about every probe here. Practically every probe.
Oh my god, they don't stop.
And even more.
15 probes go down in the end. ShaDoWn was a little bit too distracted. He was relying a little bit too much on this wall. And now he can't even finish the wall because of the creep. Oh my god.
Can he?
He can't.
He can't. Oh, I got there just in time.
This is disgusting, mate. Oh my god, we need some detection here ASAP. We just don't have any.
Does he still have the oracles? I don't think he does.
And
now the wall is on a wall again.
No, the wall is on a wall. Somehow the Banelings roll on through. He does have his oracles still alive from earlier. There they are. They're chilling here outside the fourth base. Meanwhile, Ling Runby is going to hit that fourth. The army is in position. So ShaDoWn is kind of defending his bases, but kind of. He's just stuck at home, and DRG can do whatever the hell he wants. He's just taking up. He's just taking more bases. He is going for that infestation pit.
Yeah, he can do whatever the hell he wants, and he's doing whatever the hell he wants. Which is everything.
Just mass Ling Bane is all you need, mate. Like, Archons are a great response to this, but again, because the economic situation for ShaDoWn is looking so dire, he hasn't been able to get too many of them. He is going back in with the Prism. This is the second Prism. You did mention that the first one did go down. Maybe he can find some damage?
Yeah, he has a decent shot of getting some damage done, especially since the majority of Dongrigu's army is pushing out right now. They're not going to be at home to defend, but best case scenario, we get into a base trade, and DRG has over double the army supply right now of ShaDoWn.
And Lings are hitting the third and the fourth at the same time. Some Banelings were caught in a stasis trap, and the Zealots are doing some damage across the map, but no, the reinforcements are cleaning them up. ShaDoWn is going to be able to hold on to his bases, but not without losing 18 workers.
Ouch. Ouch. In the end, DRG will lose a lot of army supply as well, but keep in mind, that was all Lings. We've gotten to the point where DRG, he's on 83 drones. he's more than willing to just throw away Lings until eventually ShaDoWn cracks.
Yeah, exactly. We even have Queens here to just ward away the prisms so the prism can't do anything. ShaDoWn is trying to transition into Skytoss. I mean, props to him. He throws down a second Stargate and a Fleet Beacon, and he does have 4 base saturation, so he kind of can afford to do this. But again, how many carriers can he get out before DRG strikes?
Yeah, that's gonna be the main question, and we know that DRG wants to strike as often and as quickly as possible. Like you said, 4 base saturation for the Protoss player, that's just enough to sustain late game Skytoss production like this, but he really needs to turtle hard. He really needs to double down on the defenses and try to prevent DRG from getting any more damage done from here.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. You know, he's fortifying here, he's walling off, he's getting some more cannons as well, but the Lingbane is busting on through anyway. Archons are here in a choke point, and that's kind of the ideal scenario, but oh my god, the Banelings, there's just so many of them.
Yeah, they crash into the Archons, and even the Archons are starting to take damage. The carriers are out now, and I gotta tell you, Light, nothing shoots up for Dongre-gu.
You're not wrong. There are a lot of queens on the map, though, which is a little bit worrisome. Spire is on the way. ShaDoWn, I think he knows that he's all in right now. He's like, okay, I have some carries. I have a little bit of momentum. I need to push out now or never.
Yeah, unfortunately for ShaDoWn, Dongre-gu was planning to make a late game tech transition as well, so Spire's about to finish up here. Beautiful storms, but unfortunately the High Templar will get caught in the middle of that.
Yeah, the High Templar go down. No more storms available here with this army. There are a lot of Archons and 2 carriers. Again, this isn't a bad army. There just isn't a lot of numbers here. The Mass Baneling going to roll on in, and I guess the Baneling's going to deal with the Archons. Oh my god, they do!
You don't see that too often, but yeah. Phoenixes can't even keep them alive because they're massive units.
Oh my god, the Banelings just roll on past. They roll over everything inside, even crash into the Immortals, even the High Templar.
It's the most painful sight imaginable to be like seeing Banelings crash into High Templar, or the most beautiful sight, depending on what I'm playing at the moment.
Man, I'm just shocked that we see a wall of like 6+ Archons, Banelings roll in, and the Banelings win. Like, that's like, yeah. What just happened? Yaku, oh my god.
Yeah, you just, if you have enough Banelings, they'll kill anything, you know?
It's true. Meanwhile, nothing shoots up until now. The Corruptors reveal themselves. GG gets called, and Dongre-gu will take game number 1.
Pretty convincing fashion as well here. Just pretty much took control of the map right at the start and never let it go.
Never let it go, mate. Oh my god. It was very impressive to see Dongre-gu utilize specifically this style, because going into that heavy Ling composition is usually what you want to do against Triple Oracle into Blink Stalkers. I would think that utilizing this style against, you know, Charged Out Archon wouldn't be as effective. We saw it, man. It works anyway.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah. As that is what DRG likes to do, or likes to play out. Games in general, he does like to, you know, be a little bit greedier at the start, make sure he has a nice stable economic base, and then just be as flexible as he needs to be when it comes to the tech.
Oh yeah, yeah. And we saw, like, towards the end, he was working towards Corruptors. If he really wanted to, if it was up against Ground Toss, he'd probably go into Ultras, just because to make use of those melee upgrades that he was focusing on and prioritizing. Yeah, that was just really, really well done by Dongre-gu. ShaDoWn trying something a little bit different, trying something a little bit off of meta, and trying to see if maybe that works, and maybe that is going to catch DRG off guard. Unfortunately, we saw it didn't really work out for him.
Yeah. Hopefully it has something a little bit different in store here in game number 2, which will be played on a map that I think there might have been a bit of confusion in the name, but I can confirm it is in fact Tropical Sacrifice. Here in the top right-hand corner of the map, so I go all the way to the top right-hand corner, we have the blue Zerg player coming out from the land of Korea. He is, of course, going to be representing Team NV, but not the Team NV waifus that are sometimes there. He is DRG.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tropical Sacrifice ESL, we have the French Protoss player himself. He is red, representing Berserker Esports. It is ShaDoWn.
And this is, yeah, definitely an interesting map for PvZ, as we can already see from ShaDoWn. He's pretty comfortable, going for the low ground wall.
Yeah. I think something interesting as
Around.
well that we just saw is that ShaDoWn did go for the probe scout, but unfortunately he was a little bit late, and DRG this time was able to get his natural up.
Yeah, not forced into any awkward positions or anything.
Yeah.
Definitely the key.
That's all we want to be seeing here for DRG. Meanwhile, again, this is one of the other more popular maps currently in the map pool. No gold bases or anything weird like that. We do have some nice choke points here and there. There are some nice ramps, so it can be a little bit difficult pushing up and breaking these defensive positions at times. But, oh boy, we'll see if we can get there, because the rush distance by ground isn't that long, and we saw how out of control DRG's creep spread can get.
Oh, yeah. Especially if he only has, especially if he only needs to spread that creep in one direction.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, when it comes to ShaDoWn, like, is there anything that you want to see? Like, we saw something a little bit different. We saw charge odds coming out for him. Do we want to see him try that Blink Stalker style, or?
I'd like to see disruptor drops, but I'm not sure if that's really what ShaDoWn wants to do. I'm not really sure if that's going to work out too well for him, so...
Not quite.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess we have been able to take a little bit of a look at his own spin on the Swarm Toss style, or the Oracle into Swarm Toss style, that being with Zealot. So maybe something a little bit more standard, something a little bit more meta. We can, take a look and see how well he fares with that.
Yeah, it's always difficult because, I mean, let's be real here. Dongregoo is a very historic player. He's been around for a long time. He even did his military service and then came back to the game. So maybe it can be a little bit daunting. I do know that ShaDoWn is the underdog, but I hope that despite that, he is going to be able to, again, bring something to the table. Hopefully not something too quirky. Like, I know that sometimes that's what some players can do. When they know that they're up against a top-tier player, they just, like, throw whatever they have at the wall and see what sticks. And, sometimes it doesn't quite work out that way.
Yeah, unfortunately not. But for now, ShaDoWn is not, he's not daunted whatsoever. He is just continuing to, stick to his own game, not feeling pressured at all to change things up.
Yeah. We'll see how well you can do. The first Oracle was moving out across the map. Second Oracle was on the way. The Overlord wasn't able to make its way into the main base, but ooh, that was a kill on that probe there. And with the stasis trap, it's gonna go up!
Oh no! DRG just a second too late on pulling the drones, and with that, what is that, 8, 9 or something?
Yeah.
Caught up in the stasis ward. At least they're alive. But this is a lot of lost mining time. You can see the income just plummeting right now for Dongregoo.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is a stark difference compared to the first game. If you remember, the first game, he tried to go in for a stasis trap and he was forced to cancel it just because of the queen positioning. DRG caught a little bit unawares. He wasn't aware of the opener, period, because of his overlord positioning. And this time, a good start for ShaDoWn.
Yeah, much better opening coming down here. Dongregoo looking to reciprocate a little bit, applying some pressure on the third base, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue. There is the Oracle here to clean up the links, as well as all of these steps.
Yeah, only one Adept goes down at the same time. ShaDoWn moves out across the map with his double Oracle. Ooh, the Queens are in position in the main, so they don't find too much damage there, but they rotate over towards the third. Once again, DRG is keeping up with his Queens, with his rotations, but does he know what's coming his way?
I'm liking this a lot coming out from ShaDoWn. Very big shift in how he played out game number 1. He is doubling down on the drone harass this game.
Yeah, and I have to wonder, when was the last time DRG played against this Glaive Adepts? It's been quite some time, especially because this is a Twilight Council after Stargate, so usually this is without a Robo, this is without a War Prism. Instead, what you do is you warp in as many Adepts as you can at home, and you just shade across the map.
Yeah, on a map like Tropical Sacrifice, it is a little, it does take a little bit longer to get to the other side, but at the same time, look at the bases of DRG right now. They're also very isolated from one another. If, after he crossing the map is pretty much going to be the toughest part right now for ShaDoWn. Once he does that, there's plenty of opportunity to mess up the mineral lines.
Yeah, speaking of opportunity, the Lings are going to rock up. They do catch a couple of adepts, and they do realize, hold on, how many adepts are coming across the map? What is going on? I need to get ready for this. Spine crawlers immediately get thrown down.
I need to back the hell off, yeah. Couple of spine crawlers do get thrown down. The Roach Warren just finishes up, but it's still going to take a while before DRG has enough roaches to really make a dent in this adept army. Queens is starting to get taken out. Oh no.
Yeah, again, exactly. DRG had no idea that this was coming his way. He was not prepared. He was not ready for this. Failings are finding some connections, but yo, even the Oracle's coming to help support all of these adepts.
And the adepts will be able to shade from one mineral line straight into another. This mineral line does have a spine crawler to support though, and despite losing a lot of drones, DRG is also killing a lot of probes on the other side of the map, so not as bad as it could be.
Yeah,
right now.
You know what? The adepts, they're not done. The roaches are not on the way. We have nothing but Lings. The adept count is getting thinned out, to be fair, but a lot of damage has already been done, and ShaDoWn is not done. Oh no! The drones!
Oh, not at all done.
Oh.
DRG, he was anticipating that shade to finish.
Yeah,
he get cancelled.
He rallied his drones a little bit too soon there. Meanwhile, maybe another queen does get picked off. No commitment to the shade. A lot of Lings waiting for those adepts. And here we go. DRG finally does get a full surround. He will finally clean this up. But ShaDoWn now takes a very nice worker lead.
Yeah, can he defend that worker lead though? Okay. He's got the shield battery over in this third base location, but only a couple of stalkers to defend. DRG has +1 melee, and he's getting +2 melee pretty soon. That is the worst enemy of stalkers in a PvC matchup.
Exactly. Lings, they come across the map, but the army's already in location here at the 4th base. You're pointing it out at the 3rd. We have shield batteries, we have pylons, we have Sim City. DRG is going to try to find some damage regardless, and he's going to get a couple of pylons for his troubles. And again, this is what he needs to be doing right now as he tries to catch up, as he does catch up in that drone count.
Yeah, fairly even when it comes to the worker count right now, but the army supply is a much different story. Actually, DRG ahead in both counts, but you know, he should be even higher right now, especially because he is transitioning to roaches. He does want to shore up. He does want to kind of round off his army with that, and it's a very supply and efficient unit.
It really is. Meanwhile, we have a little bit of a Ling run by here. Does get the shield battery in the end, and it does force him down to turn around and go all the way home. He has to be careful. He has to be careful though, because again, DRG was looking to try and cash that army. In the end, he doesn't. ShaDoWn does look in time. Ooh, and he is safe and sound for now, but DRG is getting ready for some more run-bys.
Oh, but it's gonna get caught by the Oracles, come on!
Oracles, please. They back off. The Banelings are going to be rolling on in, but they're going to be waddling in. My apologies, because Baneling speed is still not done.
Far from done, yeah. Should just be taken out before they can cause any damage, really. They take out some shields, I guess, from stalkers. They kill a pylon, I guess.
Yeah, you know, DRG being a little bit cheeky there. He's setting himself up for another run by. Behind this, we do have the infestation pit. He could be looking to go into those ultras. We didn't get to see it in the game number 1, but again, he is kind of setting himself up for it in game 2.
And will it succeed this time? So we're about to find out. This is a little bit of an awkward position to fight in right now. This is exactly where DRG wants to fight in, because there are so many openings to get those full surrounds. DRG has so much army supply that he is just sending Ling after Ling after Ling across the map to get some harassment done.
Exactly. At the same time, we see ShaDoWn trying to break on through the front lines, but he just can't find any headway at all. DRG is just in everywhere where he needs to be. Meanwhile, it looks like that run by was eventually cleaned up, but he does force the army of ShaDoWn all the way back.
Yeah, all the way back where it's a lot safer for ShaDoWn, though. DRG can't quite break that defensive location either, so he is going to have to go back to the drawing board a little bit. He's going to have to regroup and get his late game tech, which is going to be not a lair, the other one, Hive.
Yeah, the Hive's on the way. Again, I'm feeling ultras, but we'll see what he does decide to go for. In the end, DRG also tried to go for a bit of a run by, but this time ShaDoWn has fully walled off here on both ramps.
This is a very safe and secure 4th base, or so he thinks.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if a Bane runway can say something about that. Meanwhile, ShaDoWn expanding towards the northern side of the map as well. 5th base is on the way. Immediately gets scouted by DRG, so I imagine a Ling runway is going to be headed in that direction. Meanwhile, these Lings here do catch a couple of harassing adepts.
Yeah, most of them get low, and some of them do get taken out in the end. All of them get taken out. There we go.
And interesting choice here from DRG as he continues to try to go for these run-bys. He's actually working on +1 range here.
I guess that makes sense. You know, might as well make sure your roaches are up to snuff.
Yeah, like
he is kind of doubling down on Ling Bane as well, though, so it's confusing.
I'm just surprised that he went for +1 range instead of +3 attack, because he does have the hive. Like, if he wanted to, he could try and go for it, but it looks like he does want to round out his army a little bit more. He has slowly been incorporating more of these roaches.
Yeah, a bit of a weird transition here. I would normally imagine the Zerg player to transition to Ultras. The Banelings bust through, and they do crash into the middle of the line. Also takes out a gateway, also depowers a bunch more gateways, also opens himself up to harass his 5th base. Everything's coming up DRG.
Yeah, 11 drones are going to be, 11 probes do end up going down. At the same time, we do see a little bit of Zealot harass, but it gets caught out by Dongregu. He does shut it down immediately, and now the Stalker army is going to try and bust on through, but the Roach army of DRG is already ready and waiting. ShaDoWn can't really go for this counterattack, not yet.
Yeah, but he's in there pretty soon. I'm liking ShaDoWn's position. I'm liking his unit composition as well. He has Blink, and he's even on upgrades at the moment, so with good enough kiting, with good enough blinks, he may be able to win some engagements and get enough momentum to keep on pushing. But the economy of DRG ensures that he's always producing.
Yeah, we'll see, because we do have this Zealot runby here, and it's actually finding a little bit of room. Meanwhile, at the same time, the Ling runbys, they just don't stop for DRG. And because of those upgrades, they're just doing so much here. Finally, ShaDoWn gets into a mineral line. Finally, some drones do get picked off, but only 4 in the end.
Versus the 6 of ShaDoWn. And DRG, it kind of feels like he's been buying time here. He's just been, you know, trying to buying time until he can force ShaDoWn into an open location to fight in, and that time is coming up pretty soon. A bunch more Lings are on the way, and this is where DRG wants to collapse on top of the army.
Yeah, exactly. He wants the army to push deep onto creep. At the same time, there was a little bit of a run-by, but again, it does get cleaned up as well. Queens are pushing on forward to help provide that anti-air against those oracles. In the end, ShaDoWn doesn't overextend. The armies are kind of trading with each other, and ShaDoWn, he's kind of getting saturated at this 5th base. Like, he's keeping up.
Yeah, we'll see if keeping up is it's really good enough here. That 5th base goes down. DRG's running away with the economy.
Yeah, the caveat for what I was saying was that if he holds on to this 5th, like, he can keep going. But he doesn't hold on to the 5th. It does eventually crumble to these Lings, and now ShaDoWn gets knocked back down to that 4-base economy.
You know, it's interesting, like, this has been a proper swarm toss from ShaDoWn. I don't think he's built any high-tech units or any anchor units yet.
Yeah, straight up just Zealots and Stalkers. That is all you need, and it can work. It can overwhelm your opponent. The problem is that the upgrades for DRG are just so damn good, and he just maintains that upgrade lead time and time again. +3 attack finally going to be on the way, and once that really kicks in, like, these things are going to be that much more devastating.
Yeah, we're about to see it finish. Okay, still about 20 seconds or so.
Still a ways off. At the same time, Ling run by here after the 4th base. Banelings as well going in. Oh god.
And they're crashing in to everything. ShaDoWn, he's trading pretty efficiently when it comes to the army engagements, but now he's completely run out of room to retreat to. These roaches are getting on top of the stalkers, and the stalkers have nowhere left to blink. GG, Dongregu finds himself a match point.
GG, well played. I love the way that Dongregu played that out. You pointed out in the middle of the game itself, but he was very patient with his roach play. Like, he was only ever engaging on creep with that main army. He never really went for a big counterattack with them. It was mainly the Lings that he was using that for. He was just going for constant run-bys at the 3rd and at the 4th, time and time again. and he was just waiting for, he was just trying to force his opponent to push into him, and then that's when that Roach Army really came into play and really came out full force. And wow, that was just really well done by DRG.
It absolutely was. So you could even tell ShaDoWn, he knew he was trying not to overextend.
Yeah.
He knew he couldn't overextend, or he would, you know, be at a massive disadvantage. But he kept getting pressured to push in because of just how the sheer harassment and the sheer amount of damage that Dongrygu was able to get done across the map.
Like, I think it's like a testament to the macro of Dongrygu as well, but like because we're seeing so much supply being spent on aggression, on harassment, like obviously ShaDoWn, he's like, okay, now I counterattack, right? But no, like he couldn't, because every single time he tried to, like there was already an army ready for him. He was just stuck between a rock and a hard place. We saw that he himself was also trying to pull off all these run-bys, Zealot run-bys, Adept run-bys, even some Stalkers every now and then, but he just couldn't get it to work because of the creep, because there were always eyes on his army, and DRG was always ready to respond.
Yeah, every single time.
Jesus.
And now, yeah, we're going to continue our series.
Yeah, we are. We are getting ready for game number 3, potentially the final game of our best of 5.
Yeah, hopefully not, but potentially it is, as we load into Waterfall. As in, I almost said LE again. As over here in the bottom left-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player coming down from the land of France. He, of course, is going to be representing Berserker Esports. He is ShaDoWn.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Waterfall ESL, getting proxied, we have the South Korean Zerg player himself representing Team NV. It is Dongrygu. Let's go.
2 gate, hell yeah, 3 gate.
Oh my god. I mean, unfortunately, he can't go for the 4-leaf clover for 4 gates in total. No gases were taken behind this. Bear that in mind.
Yo.
Going for the forge.
You love to see it. Zealot Cannon Rush coming out here. And, you know, based on how economic focused DRG has been in the series, this is going to hit him like, I wouldn't even call it a sucker punch. It's like a sucker bullet.
We'll see if it can do well here against Dongrygu. Quickly checking his vision. He has no idea what's going on. His first overlord is moving out across the map. The second one is over his base to keep an eye on any kind of cannon rush. But again, the cannon rush, has finally been revealed here. Is it a fake out? Is it not? DRG so far is taking it seriously, and now he's pulling the boys.
Yeah, of course, the thing is, the cannon rush is only half of the equation.
Oh yeah, that's the goal of these Zealots. The Zealots are going to be here to try and protect and ferry this probe, as well as the rest of the pylons, to allow these cannons to get up and running. Here we go. The Zealots do finally reveal themselves. Now DRG is forced to pull the boys away and go back home.
Like so, and I don't think ShaDoWn should be able to throw down more cannons, at least not once they're in range, but I spoke way too soon. He was able to throw down a couple more cannons, and you can't cancel a finish hatchery.
That was pretty close, to be honest. A couple of seconds too late, and the creep would have been able to exceed the parameters and not allowed any of these cannons up and running. Meanwhile, all the boys are being pulled. Lings are out as well. How good is the SimCity? How good is the control on these Zealots?
Oh! That probe just got blocked, and it's about to be blocked again! It's about to be surrounded, but actually, no, not quite. DRG, he knows he can afford to lose a couple of workers. He knows that ShaDoWn is absolutely all in, but 3 cannons do finish in the end.
Mate.
And just like that,
the hatchery is going to be going down. There is no way to save it. ShaDoWn is going to be able to get a kill here. Meanwhile, has to be careful. No, not to every extent. He gets surrounded.
The Zealots will go down. The Brootlings helping out a little bit. Gets a little bit of hull damage on these cannons, but can't imagine DRG having a good time moving down this ramp from here on out.
Exactly. The goal here for ShaDoWn is now to contain his opponent. That is also why the cannons are positioned the way they are. DRG is going to have a hard time pushing out of his 2 bases, and ShaDoWn is transitioning back at home. We see a Cyber Core. He's mining his gases. Soon he's going to be able to warp in some Stalkers. I'm curious if, again, his goal here, it probably is, I don't know if, okay, never mind. I was like, is he going to try and double down with his aggression? No. He is expanding.
Yeah. He's insane.
Oh boy, with the completion of his cyber core, there we go. Stargate gets thrown down as well. DongRegu does see all of this with his Overlord, so he's well aware of the Skytoss transition. But the goal here is for DongRegu to break free with Ravagers, Roaches and Ravagers, and could he even counterattack? I don't know if he has enough time to. I mean, he at least will regain control of his natural.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Waterfall is a very tall map, but it's not a very wide map. It does have a very straightforward rush distance as well. So we'll see how comfortable DRG is feeling after dealing with these cannons. He is going to need a lot of Ravagers to be able to deal with them, though.
Yeah, thankfully there's only one pylon, so he does just have to focus it down, and once it does go down, all the cannons will be depowered. But at the same time, two Adepts are going to be so annoying, threatening Shades, threatening that mineral line. Oh my god.
Pylon starting to take some damage, but so does the Ravager.
Ravager. He wants it, mate. He wants it. He wants it. Up, up.
Did we get it? Almost, but not quite.
Yeah, the Adepts take a little bit too much damage. The Ravagers are, again, finally going to be able to take down that pylon. Finally, DRG can expand. He can take another base. But again, because this took so long, now we have a Void Ray. Now ShaDoWn still maintains that map control.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think enough time has passed that DRG is not feeling confident enough to go for a counterattack, so instead, he's building up to the next phase with that lair.
Are you feeling Leonidas?
I wouldn't be a terrible idea. Well, it wouldn't have been a terrible idea if not for the Void Ray that came out.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it looks like, well, this is going to be depowered across the map. With this fast layer, would you have continued gas production for more Roaches? I'm not feeling, there we go. I was going to say I'm not feeling Aspire. Here we go. Nidus gets thrown down. DRG is going to be as aggressive as possible. Unfortunately, DRG doesn't have any vision across the map.
Yeah, not at the moment, anyway. Once this Void Ray gets dealt with, however...
oh my god, he's gonna get...
Not gonna be too much...
The Queen!
Something to worry about. The Queen does go down. Not enough transfuses at all.
That's it!
From that to work, that ShaDoWn will fight back in this series. He will take a game number 3.
Wow, let's go! GG, well played by ShaDoWn. I was not expecting the Oracle to rock up to focus down those Queens, and I'm sure DongRegu wasn't either, but that was very unexpected. With the death of those two Queens, the majority of the power behind that Nidus is gone. There is no way to pull that off. DongRegu taps out. The Cannon Rush stops it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Take note, Protoss players. No, the Mega is pretty excited.
Oh yeah, the Mega is going to be all over that game. ShaDoWn fighting back with a little bit of cheese. But now I worry because, I mean, it's great that he was able to pull this off here in game number to try and bring the series back, but you can't rely on that to win a best of 5.
Yeah. He's going to be prepared coming forward.
Oh boy, exactly. DRG is going to be that much more vigilant when it comes to scouting around his bases, I imagine, and making sure nothing crazy goes on. But because we've now lasted more than 3 games in this best of series, now we're going into some of the more interesting maps. Moondance is next.
Yeah, yeah. The map with the pseudo pocket, as we like to describe it. Well, I mean, both maps that have pocket bases have very odd pocket bases coming down here.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Oh, I keep forgetting to let him know. But you're not wrong, right? Like, there's a pocket base, but there's only one gas. I want to say this favors Protoss, but because there's only one gas, it's not that impactful, as impactful as it otherwise could have been.
Yeah, because it got a because it's really a double-edged sword here for the Protoss player, right? Do you want to be safe and have more mineral mining, or do you want to be a little bit more greedy and get more gas going?
Yeah, we'll see if we even get to the point where we have that many expansions.
Might as be another cannon rush. But regardless, we're going to be continuing our series now on Moondance. I almost said LE again. We're in the bottom right-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the bottom right-hand corner. We, of course, have a blue Protoss player coming out from the land of France. He is going to be representing Berserker Esports and playing like a Berserker that last game. He is ShaDoWn.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Moondance ESL, we have the one true Dong himself representing Team NV. It is DRG. Did see some people in the chat saying that apparently now he goes by DRG. Could be the case.
I'm never gonna get used to that.
He's the Dong, mate. He's the one true Dong, right? Like you don't get that when you just say DRG, but I will say that. I will say that. I respect it. Oh god.
It's gonna slip up every now and then.
Oh yeah, it will, 100%.
Yeah.
Oh god. But yeah, we'll see how things open up here. Dongri Goose. Oh god, I already said it. DRG does take the unnatural natural base here. Is forced to take that more awkward base here by ShaDoWn. So nice little win here for ShaDoWn, making these a little bit awkward.
Yeah, we could see another depth build coming out from ShaDoWn. That he really had a lot of success with in game number 2, at least until DRG was able to defend long enough. It took me a second to remember it was DRG. I had to stop myself.
We'll do our best. We'll do our best. Yeah. Oh my god. Now I'm gonna
counter at one point.
Yeah, now I understand. I understand getting upset at. I remember constantly correcting Maynard and Pig when Demi changed his name from Demi Love to Demi. Yeah. And they kept calling him Demi Love. I'm like, guys, it's Demi. What are you doing? It's easier to say. It's shorter too, guys. Come on. And eventually they capitulated, but now I'm like, same thing,
And you're gonna have to call him Maynard and Pig and be like, I'm so sorry. I know. Yeah. I know what it was like.
Yeah, when you say it, when you say it for so long, it's like ingrained in you, and now you have to change things up. Oh god. But yeah,
we should like attach electric collars to ourselves. Goes off
that's what Fear Dragon did. Do you remember that?
He did, yeah.
Fear Dragon actually attached like electrodes to himself so that his Twitch chat could shock him.
Yeah, shaking
my head. Fear Dragon, we love you. So stop.
You don't have to punish yourself like that.
Meanwhile, we do see ShaDoWn opening up a little bit more aggressively than we have seen in the past, going for the double adept instead of the single adept into Stalker. With this, he's going to get a full scout off, going to ideally get a couple of drone kills. He does get one for his troubles.
Yeah, gets a pretty full scout, but the wall was not a wall. DRG was able to bust on through, and there's basically no defenses right now for ShaDoWn. The Oracle still far from completing, even with that Chrono Boost. Great micro coming out from ShaDoWn. It is preventing a lot of casualties, but DRG in the end will still get 4 probes. Will disrupt the mining. He's continuing to go.
He just doesn't stop, mate. He just keeps sending more Lings here. Not even that many, and he will get a kill on that Stalker. These Lings have done a surprising amount of damage, more than they ever should have. ShaDoWn messed up a little bit there by not having the Stalker as a part of a wall, and DRG does abuse that horrendously. Now ShaDoWn, he's forced to stay at home here. The Oracle would have loved to have been across the map, but now he's just that much more paranoid about his own defenses.
Yeah, he's really stuck on his own side of the map right now instead of being active across the map.
I mean, he has to wait. He has to wait for the adepts. Like,
he does. But on the bright side, that Oracle is gaining energy.
True, Copium. There we go. The adept comes out. Finally, the Oracle can spread its wings and fly across the map. ShaDoWn, I also don't think he wanted to do this, but he's forced to take the pocket base as his third. Again, we were talking about it, not the most ideal base, but because of all the havoc that was being wreaked earlier, like, it's so difficult to expand and take that more ideal third when you don't have any adepts, when you don't have any units to ferry your probe across.
Yeah, meanwhile, DRG is making full use of this safety to just drone up as much as he can. He's getting into mid game with 54 drones. That's pretty much a sweet spot at this stage for Zerg, and he's taking up behind that.
He is taking up behind that. We do have the lair on the way as well. Dongray, god damn it, DRG just happily droning up here, getting his gases as well. Everything going right for him. He even gets a full scout off as the Overlord dips on in. And I think what's interesting about this is that this time, maybe because of the probe damage that was dealt earlier, ShaDoWn doesn't invest into a third Oracle, only goes for 2.
Yeah, we'll see what the transition looks like this time, kind of from ShaDoWn.
Hmm.
Still gonna be a Twilight Council, still gonna get that Forge, but delaying the Robo Facility this time.
Yeah, this looks to me to be a little bit more of a standard transition into those Blink Stalkers, but we'll see if he surprises us and goes for charge again like he did in the first game. Meanwhile, I do appreciate that ShaDoWn is taking this fourth base as quickly as possible. He hadn't even saturated his third at the time when he was taking this base. So again, it just goes to show he is aware of how behind he is and that he does need to catch up.
Yeah, he needs to take a very big risk here to be able to catch back up, but it is a massive risk because DRG, who has already stopped droning at this point, is building nothing but roaches. He's upgrading his roaches as much as possible as well. And he's about to hit across the map. The creep spread slowly getting to ShaDoWn's side.
If you remember, we saw Solo do this against Mana yesterday, if you remember. He just droned up to 66 workers, and that is it. That is all he needed. Actually, I think he went up to 69.
On this map, too.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, he did go up to 69.
I remember saying nice when that happened. But on this map, because the rush distance is so short, there we go. The creep is right outside the base of ShaDoWn, and DRG is just making nothing but roaches and even moving out with queens.
And it's the worst part, like, ShaDoWn just threw down 2 Robo Facilities. He's trying to transition to the next phase attack, but he needs those resources to get units here. And the Stargate units are doing a lot to keep this at bay. That battery overcharge is working overtime right now, but I think it's too little too late.
Yeah, exactly. It's just far too much here. ShaDoWn was just far too behind from that early game. He's trying to warp in as much as he can, but unfortunately, these 2 Robos just aren't going to really come into play. The Roaches don't waste any time at the fourth base. DRG, he goes straight for the throat. He goes straight for the natural.
Even depowers the Robo Facility that was building the Immortal. I mean, it probably would have made that much of a difference in the end, but that is kind of the... That's kind of a symbolic defeat here. So many Biles land, and in the blink of an eye, the entire mineral line goes down. Good game, well played. Good luck is called here by ShaDoWn, and DRG will be advancing to next stage.